Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another rough draft. So this week, we are heading further along in our journey through modern flashbacks. We have a triple Lorwyn, and in this pack, we have, as our rare, Hostility. If a spell would deal damage to an opponent, prevent that damage, put a 3/1 red elemental creature with haste onto the battlefield for each damage prevented that way. 6 mana, 6/6 haste, needs a lot of red mana. Marsh Flitter is really solid. It makes 3 creatures. It itself has flying. I don't know how much of a bomb Hostility really is. I'm not that familiar with the format. Eyeblight's Ending is also good. This is a very tribal focused set. I'm gonna take the Marsh Flitter. Oh, and we're rewarded by a Dread. All right. So we passed on the red card, but we still get our Elemental Incarnation. 6/6 Fear. Whenever a creature deals damage to you, destroy it. And if it would die, shuffle it in from anywhere. We also get a Nectar Fairy. It's alright with fairies, but not super great. Target fairy or elf gains lifelink until end of turn. Ether Snipe is pretty solid. Tarfire, a Goblin Shock. I think we're just going to take Dread, though. Yeah, let's take Dread. Now we get Silvergill Adept is good in Merfolk, but Merfolk is mostly blue-white. Lingify is a really weird green removal spell. Turns a creature into a 0/4, and it loses all its abilities. Flamekin Blade Whirl is an elemental 1-drop. So 2/1 for 1, but unless you reveal an elemental, you gotta pay 3. Needle Drop, another weird burn spell. Another good Merfolk card, or decent Merfolk card, a Silvergill Douser. I think black. We either want to be black, blue, and be fairies, or be black, green, and be like elves-ish. Let's take Lingify. Try. Oh, another Silvergill Adapt. We could have 2 Silvergill Adapts. And there's a Pepper Smoke. Pepper Smoke is very good in the fairy deck. Well, Moonglove Winnower is fine. Elvish Handservant. Whenever you cast a giant, put a counter on it. Man, we could have 2 Silvergill Adapts. 2 Silvergill Adapts would be insane. But we'll take the Winnower. Now we get, what? Vivid Grove for fixing. Bogstrider Ash, 2/4 Swamp Walk. Whenever a player casts a goblin, you can pay a green. If you do, you gain 2 life. So many really weird tribal things going on in this set. Kind of a confusing set because of that. There's also a Nectar Fairy. I guess we're not really married to green at this point. Inkfathom Divers. 3/3 Island Walk for 4. When it enters the battlefield, you pretty much index. Look at the top 4, put them back in any order. Return a Goblin. Alright, let's take Nectar Fairy. We will have some amount of fairies. Ooh, Ponder. I do like me some Ponder. Kithkin Daggerdair is not bad in an aggressive deck. 1/1 for 2, pay green, tap it, an attacker gets +2/+2. Also another Lingify, if we want to Lingify. Not an insane removal spell, but it's fine. There's also a Changeling, Skeletal Changeling. Bog Hoodlum, 6 mana, 4/1, can't block when it enters battlefield. Clash. Oh my god, that card feels horrible. Treefolk Harbinger can search out our Lingify. Yeah, let's take this Kithkin. Bogart Loggers. Forest Walk, sack it, destroy a tree fork or a forest. Giant's Ire, 4 damage to a player. If you control a giant, draw a card. Consuming Bonfire, 4 damage to a non-elemental, or 7 damage to a tree folk. Oh, this set. This set is so ridiculous. Steambed Aquatics. Merfolk gets +1/+1, gains Island Walk. I feel like we are not doing a very good job of being in a tribe, which is probably bad for us. I'm going to take this bad removal spell for now. Alright, there's a Thieving Sprite. which is okay if we get. We have 1, 2, 3 fairies right now. Black-green isn't really the fairy color, though. Blue-black is more the fairy color. I can't help but thinking we'd have a better deck if I had just went in on the merfolks a bit earlier. Well, we either got to start taking white cards, like Veteran of Depths, or take this Oak Gnarl Warrior. It is big and tramply. Alright, we'll take it. Return a Goblin, another Ink Gnarl Warrior. Alright. Well, I don't know about this. Green-black Treefolk Fairies. I think we need to take advantage of tribal synergies more than we are. So I'm a little nervous about that. I don't know if I mentioned this, but I have very little experience drafting Lorwyn. I know it is super confusing and about tribal synergies. So we got a Kithkin Knight, a Shapeshifter, a Kithkin Cleric, a Needle Drop, and an Exiled Bogart. I guess we take the black card, even though it's pretty bad. 2/2 for 2, but you got to discard when it dies. I guess we can take Nas Buffoon. There's a Fault Grinder, 7 mana, destroys a land when it enters. Dawn Fluke, seems like it could be a blowout. Popperfin Rascal, yeah, let's take that. Take the black card, Bogart Birthright. Oh geez. Enchanted creature can't be blocked and has Shroud, alright. Or Bog Hoodlums. Bog Hoodlums just seems incredibly bad. And a Wismare. So we got some cards. Some expensive cards. We open a Thorn of Amherst, which actually might be worth something. It might be worth something to the point where we take it. 4.76 ticks. Well, considering our draft isn't going super awesomely, and we're kind of all over the place, I'm going to just slam this Thorn and help pay for our draft. We're not going to play it, but it is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 most valuable card in the set. So number 1, Wanderwine Hub. Thoughtseize, Garruk, Doran, Cryptic Command, Primal Command, and then Thorn. So at least we're going to get some value out of this, even if it goes badly. Final Revels. All creatures get +2/+0, or all creatures get -2, or -0, -2. Coniferous Plans. Enters battlefield. Exile the top 7 cards of your library face down. You may look at and play the cards exiled with it. Skip your draw step. You can't cast more than one spell each turn. Yikes. So if we're going Elfie, this could be alright. Captivating Glance is a really bad control magic effect. Final Revels does seem pretty good. If our deck is not going to be super insane, we probably got to take high variance cards, and that seems like it can be a blowout. Ooh, also, that's a Leaf Gilder. We're definitely taking Leaf Gilder. That means we might actually be able to cast our huge things. Heat Shimmer. Put a token that's a copy of target creature onto the battlefield that has haste, and sack at the beginning of your end step. There's a Spellstutter Sprite. Very good in the Spirit deck. Another Consuming Bonfire. I guess we take the Huntmaster. 3/3 for 4. Whenever you cast an elf, you get a 1/1 elf. And green-black is good elf colors, so hopefully we can get some elf synergies. We might just not be playing fairy synergies. I guess this works with elves as well. That's a Kithkin for some reason. Fairy Rogue. Marsh Flitter is playable regardless. It's just a really powerful effect, getting 3 bodies and one of them flying for only 4 mana. Would rather not play Exiled Bogart. So I think we're looking for elves. Oh god. Thundercloud Shaman is a bomb. It's basically a wrath attached to a creature if you're the giant deck. Oh, that card is so devastating. If you played Modern Masters 2015, I believe it was. Oh man. The like 3 Thundercloud Shaman deck. So good. So a ramp spell, Bogart Birthrights, 3/4 reach for 4. I guess that's fine. Look at the top 2 cards of your library. Put them back in any order. An elf. Return a creature from your graveyard to your hand. Clash. If you win, untap all your forests. Well, I think we're going to take the elf over the reach creature, which would be good. Well, really slow removal. 3 mana, colorless, 2 damage to a creature or player. But we might have to just take that. Ness Elite, 4/2, all creatures block it if able. Could be alright. Destroy a non-creature permanent. If you control a tree folk, draw a card. I don't think we got to worry about that too much. I'm going to take the Moonglove Extract as removal. Interesting deck. Not sure this is a great deck, but it's interesting. Hopefully we don't have to play that. Well, if we can go wide enough, Final Revels should be good. Got a little bit of removal, some elf synergies. Maybe this is alright. I guess we'll see as the draft goes along. Definitely a lot to be aware of with this set. I guess we take another Thieving Sprite. We do have a bit of fairy synergies. Otherwise, what are we taking? Goat Napper. When it enters the battlefield, untap target goat, gain control. Goat Napper is so hilarious. If you ever wanted to steal a goat, in a goat versus goat meta, Goat Napper is king. Man, there's a lot of merfolks going around, and a lot of late white cards, giant cards. Target creature blocks this turn if able. I don't know if that's playable. Whenever it becomes tapped, put a counter on it. Target player shuffles their library. Alright. Face Vaulter can be good if you're very goblin heavy. I guess we'll take the green card. I don't think we'll play it. Ooh, the Huntmaster came back? Alright, we'll take another Huntmaster. So go wide into Final Revels is pretty much our plan at this point. Double Huntmaster. So we want as many elves as possible. Right now we have a few, but not that many. Captivating Glance, Inkfathom Divers, Battle Mastery, Needle Drop, Soaring Hope. Gives a creature flying, gain some life. And you put it on top of your library. Springleaf Drum. I don't know if we want that. Let's take Needle Drop, because it actually kills some of our stuff. Rebellion of the Flamekin. Whenever you clash, you can pay 1. If you do, put a 3/1 red elemental on the elemental token on the battlefield. If you win, it gets Haze, Flamekin Brawler, Spiderwig Bogart, Tide Shaper Mystic. Alright. Elvish Eulogist is theoretically an elf. I don't know if it's playable, but maybe if we have enough elf synergies. Return a Goblin. Enchanted creature has defended and flying. Well, we opened a Planeswalker, Jace Bellerin. We also opened a Muldrifter. Why are we not blue? Think of how many cards we could have drawn. It would have been many. Well, we have Thorntooth Witch, which can kill things. Woodland Changeling. Can we splash blue somehow for Muldrifter? Muldrifter is so good. It's so good. Also, Jace is pretty good. But I guess we should... Jace isn't worth much. It's worth 1 ticket. Should probably just take something that's on theme. Oh, I would love to splash Muldrifter. I'm taking Muldrifter. Muldrifter is too good to pass up. We can get... Oh, man. Drowner of Secrets is a really good merfolk card. You can mill people out really quickly. So hopefully we get a Vivid Land to splash this Muldrifter. Gold Meadow Harrier is also good. I think we just take another Kithkin Dagger. Sig. So many merfolk cards coming around this pack. Glenelenda Pranksters. Whenever you cast a spell during an opponent's turn, you may return a creature you control to its owner's hand. Target creature gains Death Touch until end of turn. Draw a card. When Hornet Harasser dies, target creature gets -2, -2. No real elf synergies. A green pump spell. I think I'm going to take the Death Touch, draw card, pump spell. Well, there's a Vivid Land. It's kind of off color. Destroy target creature, clash. If you win, gain life equal to the creature's toughness. We don't have the stuff for these goblin cards. Alright, we'll take Weed Strangle. Ooh, Dream Spoiler Witch. We don't have enough spells to cast during our opponent's turn. We are in kind of a weird, awkward place. Like, now we're getting Sweet Fairies, but we can't really take advantage of all the fairies because, we Yeah, we just don't have enough instants to make Dream Spoiler good. Guess I can take another Moonglove extract. Take another Thieving Sprite. They do get better in multiples, so you just pay a bunch of 3 mana 1/1 flyers, strip apart our opponent's hand, hopefully win with Final Revels. We'll see, we might not even end up playing Muldrifter. Ethereal Whiskergill. Flying, can't attack unless defending player controls an island. I don't think we want an Eulogist. I don't think we want Black Poplar Shaman. I guess we'll take another Dagger Dare. It's decent with all of our fairies, so we just are kind of lacking in our tribal synergies is the main problem. Tribal synergies are are the theme of the set, and we just didn't take advantage of them very well. We did get a Thorn, so that's good. Now we get, I guess we can just take Pepper Smoke. It's either that or Elvish Handser. Whenever you cast a giant spell, put a counter on it. Alright, let's take Pepper Smoke. Ooh, another Weed Strangle. Alright, some more removal. Probably go down these big oaks. They seem kind of expensive. Actually, we might bring one back in for a Muldrifter if we don't get a way to splash. Something like that. So the problem is, we went into black-green, and we have like half elf synergies, half fairy synergies, and not a whole lot in between. Return a card from your graveyard to your hand. Clash if you win untapped forests. Morning Welk. When it enters the battlefield, target player discards 2 cards. I guess that's a fine sideboard card for grindy matchup. Well, Shimmering Grotto. I guess that is a way we can cast our Muldrifter if we're going to try to do that. Take Goblin, I guess, is maybe the best card. Take the Fairy. Take Flamekin Brawler. And Paperfin Rascal. Well, I don't know. We got some cards. They kind of do stuff. I think we just run it like this and hope for the best. So the main thing I'm worried about is our synergies are just so mixed. Like, fairy synergies, fairy, elf synergies. Kithkin Dagger Dares are nothing. Soldier Kithkin synergies. Then we have a random Tree Folk, a random Elemental. Removal's fine. Some more elf synergies. So I don't know. We are all over the place synergy-wise. Definitely not the best deck I could imagine in this format. It would be much better if we were all spirits, or all fairies, or all elves, and not walking the line between both of them. So I'm afraid we just get wrecked by someone whose deck is more synergistic. But we have some fairly powerful stuff, have a bit of removal, and we got the Thorn, so we really only need to win 1 round to break even, and if we win 2 rounds, we come out ahead thanks to the Thorn. So I guess that's our goal. I would be surprised if we could win the pod with this deck, but if we can win the first round, we're in fine shape, and somehow sneak into the finals, we actually profit. So, alright, I'm going to submit like this. We'll be back with round 1 of our Triple Lorwyn Rough Drafts.